welcome back to Southern Dance Precision. I am Kelly Bell, and I am here once again to give you a tutorial for young dancers. This one is going to be for stage makeup for young dancers. It could also be for young actors who do stage work, musical theater, things like that, community theater. This might help you out. I get these questions all the time about how much to add, how much not to add. It's very important to me for my dancers to still look like themselves and take just all their natural beauty and kind of enhance it a little bit, so that when they're on stage you can see their eyes and, you know, maybe even the color of their eyes. You can tell that they have eyebrows and that they don't look washed out. These are just the things that I'm looking for. I'm not trying to make them look you know, any different really in any way than they would on a regular basis. It's just from a stage perspective, you're going to need a little bit more help to see that because you get so many lights and the space is so far away from you and the dancer or the performer. So now I have with me Miss Piper Bennett. Hi. And I've asked Piper to do this because she is more fair-skinned, and that always seems to be the problem too, with how much to add to kind of help them in their skin complexion or whatever without making them look I've gotten like a clown or like a Russian ballerina or something like that, because the eyeliner can be tricky. You know, do I need to have eyeliner on my dancer? Just that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go through these things with you, with her real quick. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to add foundation. And I know a lot of people with younger kids, maybe even younger than Piper, don't think that, you know, they should use foundation or really aren't sure about that. But really what we want to do with foundation is, number one, give ourselves a clear complexion or a clear canvas to use. Maybe if they have the dark circles or whatever, or just even sometimes they've got a little red around their nose or whatnot. Just give us a clean canvas to work with, but also, even more importantly, we want to have something for the makeup to grab hold to set in with so that it'll last us. Like Piper, she'll end up dancing. She might start at like 7:30 in the morning, and she'll go all the way until like 9 o'clock at night, even later, possibly dancing. And we don't want to have to redo everything. We just want to have to do like small touch-ups when we can, and foundation's going to help us do that. So thanks you guys for joining us. I see Tammy and Judy so far. If you have any questions, please just type them in, and I'll try and answer them along the way. If you watch this later, you can ask your questions in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible on that. All right, so she's got a little bit of a mix here with her complexion. One's a little light for her and one's a little dark for her, so I'm going to put them both together here on my hand. I once asked a makeup artist, like, does she use sponges or does she like the brush? You know, what does she like to use best? And she was all like, I just use my hand because I don't want any of it. I want to get all the makeup on my face and not leave it on the brush or whatever. So I thought that was pretty funny. So generally what I do is I just rub it in. I start with my hands. You can do this however you want. I'm going to start with my hands, and then I'm going to use my blending brush to make it smoother on her. Watch those lips. Although it doesn't hurt to have a little bit on her lips, because that actually will probably help you keep your lipstick on as well. And like that and the mascara or the eyeliner seem to be the two things that always wear off of our dancers first. You're blinking a lot, Piper. I'm going to make sure I get it on her eyelids too, because I want that eyeshadow to stay on as well. Now, if you have a kid that's like maybe going to be in a dance recital or something, and they're just going to do, say, one dance, and especially if they're a lot younger, I wouldn't be doing foundation. I'd just be putting a little blush on them, maybe a little lip tint or gloss or something, and mascara if they have like blonde eyelashes. But with those little ones, and I always leave it up to the parents. That's kind of like a your call thing. So I like these kind of blending brushes here, sponges. So I'm going to do this just so I can make it look a little bit more even. How are we looking here? Yeah, looking pretty good. And I like them because they have little points, so you can get a little like up in there. Okay, so there we go. We got our clean canvas going on. Now, because this is for stage, I'm going to add a little bit of color, and hopefully I don't scare you guys with this, but I use like a bronzer, and it goes on dark at first, and then you get to blend it in. So I'm actually going to use kind of a tight brush for that, and I just get like e.l.f. brushes and stuff. I don't have like a really expensive thing. And I'm going to do the circles where I want it to go first, and I'm going to start right here. Using both of these. You can see I've got like one that's more of a suntan look and then one that's more of a taupe, and I'm just mixing them both. And then I'm going to go right here where the jawbone starts there. Get my hair. Need to do her hair too. Kind of do that. Blend it down. Cheekbone, I said jawbone, I meant cheekbone. And then I'm going to go under here. So that we can kind of see her face. Now, I'm going to take a much softer brush here, and I'm going to blend it all in. So now I'll spread it out a little better. We need music playing. We just got done with a private lesson, so we're used to like some loud noise, and now it's like, and be quiet. All right, let me do the other side down here. So sometimes, I mean, the kids usually like they've got tights on and everything, so the tights make their skin darker. So we don't want to have like a really white face and then have dark legs or any of that kind of stuff. We want it to all kind of blend together and make sense. It's just a little bit, it's not much. Like you really wouldn't even notice that you did it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a blush, and I like something like a rose pink blush. Of course, you want to make sure that it'll show up. It's dark enough pigment, and that's usually just depends on what kind of brand you buy. And I love Physicians Formula. I even like Physicians Formula. They have, this is their airbrush kit, and they've got it with a bronzer, and they've got it with a powder foundation. So I like all those as well. So I'm going to put a little blush on her. Put a little blush on this side. Now we once actually did make Piper look like a clown. Super cute. And then I'm going to do a little bit on the top of her nose, and right there where I didn't put any bronzer, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do a little bit down on the chin. There. So you kind of fill it in with blush there. Keep her nice and pink. Oh, it's very lovely. Piper's a very pretty little girl. It's not really hard to make her look, you can't really make her look much better. So we're really just going to, like I say, make sure that she's not washed out on stage and you can see all of her beautiful features. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little eyeshadow. My other favorite is like a Urban Decay. I like it's more expensive, and I'm certainly not saying you all have to go out and get Urban Decay. If you have it or you like it, it's definitely one that lasts the longest of like my very long years of wearing makeup. Urban Decay has always stayed on my eyelids way better than anything else. But, you know, use whatever you're comfortable using. I would not suggest going with something super cheap like a Wet n Wild brand. One, it's like you have to dig in really hard to get anything on the applicator. And then two, it seems to be the fastest to wear off. But I'm sure like a Maybelline or anything like that would be just as great. So what I want to do, I'm actually not going to highlight first. And since, again, close your eyes for us. So she's pretty clear complexion, so there's really no need for me to add another base coat to it. I'm just going to go ahead and start with my like crease color. And for the crease color, I tell parents you do what's natural for your child's skin tone, and sometimes that's a smoke or a gray or a taupe, and then sometimes it's more of a brown. I'm going to do more of a taupe with Piper. Let me see if I can find a good one to show. I like, this is a little bit for the dark end. This looks good for this one or this pink one I'm almost out of. They work good for a crease color. This one right here is called Suspect that I'm about to put on her. And these are shine, but I also have like matte ones too, right? So close her eyes. And I'm just gonna, with her, just kind of like draw a line right in the center of her eye, where that crease bone is. And then push that color a little bit down towards her eyelashes on the outside, but only on the outside. I'm gonna do that on the other side too. Alright, so we're gonna go draw the line, and then push it down towards the eyelash. Okay, so now I have like a base color to go in the middle there, and then I'm gonna take the brush on like a skinnier end, like that, and do a darker color. So now I'm gonna take that next color that was right next to, this is the one I just put on her, and now I'm gonna use this browner color that's a little darker. But again, it's not like a dark brown, and it's not a black or any of that. Close her eyes. And I'm gonna be more specific with my line drawing. And I'm not gonna try and blend it in as much. I'm just gonna keep it like a straight line. And then I'm gonna do that again, but I'm gonna do it going down towards. So I'm making kind of, I guess you could call it kind of a V, but it's like it comes to a point here, and then it takes from that point and go down towards that eyelash right there. Okay, I'm gonna do that on the other side. Make sure we haven't got any questions yet. Everybody's just, hi. Oh look, Mackenzie Brown's watching. Alright, close her eyes. Draw that line again. And then I'm going to draw the line going down into the there. Okay, good. Now, the other thing I like about these sponges here with the point is so it got a little further out than I really wanted it to. And so usually you can just use this, kind of push it back in. Keep it closer into the eye like you want. Yeah, there we go. So now we can see how her eyes are kind of opening up for us a little bit more. But really, it still looks just like Piper. And then I'll add a little bit of a highlight to separate the eyeshadow between the crease and her eyebrow. And so I'm just going to use like a highlighter color. Actually, no, I'm going to use this one. I love this stuff. So this is a CoverGirl product, I think. It says right there. And it's like a cream. And this is really like a pearl color. So I like that because it's got a little bit of a pink undertone without being too yellowy or anything like that. And so I'm going to use it and just rub it like right there between that makeup and her eyebrow to show her eyebrow bone really nice. And then turn your head so they can see that. Nope, turn that way. There we go. Yeah, good. Now turn it towards me and onto the other side. So there you go with that. And then I'm also going to take a little bit and go right on the crease of her eye and follow her eyelid where I did not put any of the darker color eyeshadow. Going like that. And I'm going to blend it actually in the crease of her eye a little bit. So it just kind of keeps her eye looking nice and open right there in the crease. And I'll do that on the other side too. There we go. Nice. Alright, so I'm going to go on to her eyebrows real quick. Now hers are fairly dark she's like a blondish brown hair color, demonstrate this just in case you have someone with blonde eyebrows. On Piper, I probably wouldn't do this normally on a stage for stage makeup. But, so I just take a brown eyeshadow color. I'm going to go with this one right here. That's a matte brown eyeshadow color. Before I do it, I'm going to go ahead and comb her eyebrows in the direction that I want them to go. They kind of go there already. Just so I'm coloring in the part that I want to color in. And then I'm going to line them. Again, this is not it's not necessary for all dancers, but it's just, we wouldn't think about doing this at some ages, but when they have those blonde, they get up on stage and they look like they have no eyebrows. And see, I'm very specific with my dancers about telling them how their eyebrows are one of the main ways that we get to see their facial expression. So by raising their eyebrows, they look more excited, they look more like intent or whatever. So if you can't see their eyebrows, you're not going to get all those facial expressions that I've, kind of helped them develop over the years. Okay. Now, one of my favorite tips is to take just any old cheap chapstick and put it on the eyebrows to keep them in place and in shape. And you might want to use this one yourself. I certainly do it. Now, everybody that is watching and knows me is going to be checking my eyebrows for chapstick, but that's okay, as long as you use it too. So then it will actually help keep the shape of them longer without having to use like a clear mascara or any of that. It's nicer on your skin. Doesn't get that like crusty feeling or whatever. All right, so now she's got eyebrows. Piper has mascara on right now, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I might demonstrate a little bit how to do that. Now, the company dancers. So if this was recital, or we do some community performances and stuff, and I just tell them like stage-ready makeup without the fake eyelashes or whatnot, this would be fine. Just add in lipstick. But for competition, they wear fake eyelashes, and the best way to get your fake eyelashes to look natural is to use an eyeliner. And it's going to go on a little thicker because you want it to basically take up the space. If you've ever used fake eyelashes, you hardly ever get it where it meets up right with your eyelashes. It always ends up being a little bit more on the eyelid. But if you've already filled in that area with a black eyeliner, you're not going to tell that difference right there. So it just makes it look like a cleaner finish. Now, also, sorry, you can go over here. For eyeliner, for the younger dancers, I have learned over the years that a crayon type eyeliner works the best. It just, because it glides right on, and you don't have to press down really hard like you would with a pencil, and it's more forgiving because it's made for like smudging and stuff than liquid eyeliner. We get this on a lot easier. If you've got a kid who like squints a whole lot or whatever, it just works so much faster and nicer, and a lot less like stress between the dancer and the person applying the makeup. All right, so now we'll close our eyes. So I'm just going to draw it on. Okay, this one's right up. It's not working. How's it not working? Oh, there we go. Okay. We had trouble finding our black eyeliner earlier today. Nope, it's still not going on. All right. I'm going to use my brown. So I would normally use black so it would blend in with her mascara, but it's just not working out right now. So I'm going to use the brown. And I'm going to try and color in as much as I can with the crease of her eye. But I'm not going to go all the way to the center. I'm going to stop about a fingertip away from the corner. If you can see that. If I go all the way into the corner, I take away all that highlighting that I did right there to keep her eyes nice and open looking. So then I'm going to do the other side. I don't usually do wings or anything like that. Again, I'm going for the natural look. If you want to do a wing, that's fine with you. Nothing against it. Just not my style. So hopefully I'm not covering this up, and you can see how nice and easy it just glides right on. All right, now this side I made a mess of. Would you believe I did that on purpose? Piper's like, no. And then I got it a little higher on the top than I wanted it, so I'm going to go ahead and close your eye now and try and clean it up with my sponge, my handy dandy sponge again. It's okay. There we go. And then if I want to, which I do, I'm going to go back and put a little bit of this over top of it, where it just kind of went a little too high for me. My line so it looks like line. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so there we go. I would also do eyeliner on the bottom for a girl of Piper's age. Piper's in middle school. So a middle schooler, I would probably go ahead and do a little eyeliner. I wouldn't do it, again, all the way across. I just do it like a little more than halfway and across. I'm going to do that for you real quick. Open your eyes. But like our 8-year-old babies and stuff, I'm not really sure they would need it. It's going to kind of depend on, again, how light their eyelashes are. And you see that crayon, it just goes on so nice and soft. She doesn't blink a whole lot and her eyes aren't watering. And right, you're okay? Yes. Okay. And if you need to, you can dot it and then just start smudging it after that. If you do have one that blinks a lot, just try and dot a lot. I've had some blinkers, some eye waterers. There we go. All right, let me do this one thing here. That corner. Like right now. This is the same corner that was giving me issues with the eyeshadow too. Does it give you issues on competition day?
Sometimes.
That corner, huh?
Yes, just that corner.
That corner. All right, so there we go. So now she's pretty much done. I think she looks great. You should give us a shout out if you think she looks great too. It still looks like Piper. We can see her eyes, all that stuff. For lipsticks, you know, it's going to be different. Again, if it were a recital or whatever, I'll just say like, oh, use a dark pink or a dark red or whatever. Our competition girls, we do just a dark red. I'm afraid this one would be, this is kind of a good dark red. I'm not going to put it on Piper right now. She has somewhere to go and this won't come off. So I don't want to do that to her. But a good, like, again, you don't have to go with like super expensive, but CoverGirl makes a good 24-hour one. I know I have an Amazon wish list for our competition parents. If you'd like a link to that, you don't have to be a company parent to get it. And it's got Amazon. It tells you how to buy the kit that comes with all the airbrush stuff here. It's got this lipstick brand on it, and a few other of these items are listed on there too. So if you're curious about that, go ahead. We also do fake eyelashes, and I'm not going to do that today either. I might do that later on myself or something to show you some tips on that. But that Amazon wish list does have some great fake eyelashes and some great fake eyelash glue kind, because that white stuff will get really, it turns colors. It like turns green or something when you mix it with a mascara or eyeliner, and it doesn't always stick really well. So a clear one or a black one, something where you can see it kind of getting tacky, makes it a little easier for us. And then we also have tips on cutting them to fit their eyes and everything like that. So we've hopefully relieved a lot of the stress of putting eyelashes on in our company, but it's still some work. So anyway, so this is Piper, and this is her stage makeup, minus the lipstick. And that's what we do. So again, if you come up with any questions, please just leave them in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. I hope this was helpful, and we hope you have a great day.